Hey all, welcome to another episode of Punkio. I'm Tim.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Ben.
And today we have a Debt Neglector on. How you doing, guys? All right?
Good, how's it going? Thanks for having
not too bad. No, you're very welcome, very welcome. So just go through, introduce yourselves. Let's start on your left.
I'm Zach. I'm the drummer.
That's
I'm
Zach.
Alex. I sing and I play bass.
I'm Fester. I play guitar.
Awesome. Nice to meet you guys.
Our other guitar player's off doing some shit. But
I've always found it's usually the drummer that doesn't appear. But he's here today. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys. So yeah, just tell us a bit about the band, how you started, what your initial kind of ideas was to the band. Do you think you've succeeded in what you want to do with the sound and stuff?
Absolutely. We started 5 years ago?
Alex and I were drinking at the bowling alley on January 1st, 2016. And want to be in a band? Yeah, sure. Okay.
That was about it. We struggled for the first 6 months to find a drummer. Finding a good drummer, we found a joint.
And they still haven't found one.
Oh dear.
But we were just, kicking around demos, making them on GarageBand, and I think it took almost a year before we played our first show. But since then, we're about to release our second LP, a couple EPs in there. We did Europe once. We've done festivals in Canada. So exceeded our expectations for sure at the time. I don't know. We're pretty happy.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So who would you say kind of you sound like?
We're at Fest right now in Gainesville this week. So I feel like we fit in with the Dillinger 4, that sort of off their heads. I try to rip off Descendants here and there.
Yeah.
We do some more skate punky fast songs. So it's kind of an amalgamation of I don't know, I like 70s punk, 80s punk, 90s punk, so it's just all the shit I like sort of jammed into.
Definitely. Well, Ben had a good shout. What was the one you said, Ben, earlier?
Yeah, I was from obviously listening to you guys. I am the Avalanche. I don't
Word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought about that, but I like that band.
I just got that vibe. What I really like about what they do and what you guys do is, that punk aesthetic is there. You've got your own sound with it as well. And to be honest, I'm going to say something really controversial here, but in a world where we're overrun with Tom's already gone like that, with pop punk bands, it's nice to see someone taking kind of punk back to its root. You can hear the skater punk style of NoFX with you guys and stuff, but you've got your own unique sound as well, and it's really refreshing to hear.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, for me now, I'm thinking I think it's if Rancid and NoFX had a baby, it would be you guys.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take that.
So yeah, that was my vibes. What I got from when I listened to you, pretty much all day today.
I
What
was
is that?
going to say something. I was going to just say I was just queuing up to say something, but then I was still dealing with the fact that Ben was going to say something controversial. And I was like, "You better not insult MGK. You better not insult MGK."
We won't ask what they think of him.
Okay, that's my question. What do you currently think of the scene, including the likes of Jaden, Modson, MGK? Good, bad, indifference, don't really care.
I mean, it affects my life none. Whatever they're doing. I mean, it's not punk, but they're trying to I don't know, do some sort of pop punk thing. I don't know. None of it really. It just doesn't matter to me. I will not. I don't know.
It sounded like you were about to go into something, Tom, with something like Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you going with that line of questioning?
Wow. Well, funny enough, then let's cue off our first game. It's time for Snog.
No. Maybe not.
Crap! I haven't
Maybe
even
not.
come up with the people yet.
There we go. All right. Well, I've got. Let's start in the past. So I've got a question. Why were the kids pissed in 2018?
The Kids Are Pissed is about gun violence in America in general, especially in Florida. In Orlando, we had this huge shooting at the Pulse nightclub in South Florida.
Oh yeah, I think we've heard of that.
Parkland. And it's very much like this. There's this whole segment of society in America, especially, that are we need our guns, we need to protect ourselves. But like we've made them so widely available to anyone, like it's fucking dangerous here. You know what I mean? And I was inspired seeing some of the people that were there at that shooting at that school in South Florida have become like big activists and have been speaking out a lot, and have been seeing like, we're done with this fucking gun violence. We need to do something about it. And like for me, that was inspiring to see kids 20 years younger than me, you know, going out there and getting active politically and stuff like that. So yeah, the kids were pissed, and rightfully so.
You still are, and they should be.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, well, I mean, I listened to that one earlier. I really like the kind of vibes. It's quite, it's similar, but I think quite different to your newer one as well. Yeah. You've kind of kept the same kind of style, but slightly different. You've evolved, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's is like every time you make a record, you want to just push yourself a little bit further in whatever direction.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, I've just had this sudden realization. Like, in the UK, we have nobody that really, I would say, is a massive activist for anything like that. And it's, again, I mean, you've got Enter Shikari over here that are very, very good at political activism. Other than that, I can't think of any sort of bands that really kind of take what's going on. Because we've had problems like the similar sort of time to when you had what happened over in America. We had in France with, was it Queen of, no, it wasn't, Eagles of Death Metal. And
Clan, yeah.
And it was just, it was horrific. I mean, we had obviously a completely different genre, but we had a couple of years ago in Manchester, you might have heard about the Ariana Grande bombing. And there's a lot of stuff, like, America is at the forefront. America is always going to be, because of the size of America and the stature of America, I think that you guys we've got gun crime, we've got knife crime, we've got this, that, and the other. But the UK is really up there, and I think that more bands should do what you guys do and bring it to them here and understand what's actually going on at their front door, you know? So fair play to you.
Yeah, like shitty as it sounds, but Eagles Death Metal and Ariana Grande is like Wednesday and Thursday in America. So
like it happens so often here, and it's like, and it just seems like nothing's getting done about it because like half the country is super Republican and like, we need our gun rights, and it's like, fuck me, like you're okay getting shot in school so you can have an AR-15 at your house that you're never going to use.
100% they are.
And it's that, and then a bunch of people who it happens so often now they're complacent. It's just, it feels like it's all right. It's just another Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, he's still a school teacher. The two of us used to be school teachers, so something like this is the idea of arming the teachers and bulletproofing the teachers.
Well, that's There's a problem when the schools in your country have to have a protocol in case a shooter comes in.
Yeah, literally at my school yesterday, we just did one of those drills yesterday where you got to go, you turn off all the lights, shut the blinds, lock the door, hide the kids in the closet, you know, huddle together. And we have to do these like once a month.
Petrifying.
I know, it's just a grim reality.
And then that mixed with COVID protocols too. So we're like, but we can't come that close to each other, so where do they go?
I'm so glad.
In the cupboard, but stay like a meter apart from each other, just nobody touch, you know. Like it's,
How far is that?
we don't know meters.
6 feet. There you go.
About 6 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
I work in a spring shop, and we have a sister shop in Coventry. I know how far a meter is.
Yeah. It's all right. All right, guys. So, what's your favourite track that you've ever written? Do you think? Have you got one? Is it different for each of you?
Probably, yeah, probably different. I was a big fan of Sore Loser, which was on the Bad Faith EP. It's super aggressive. Like, personally, I like heavier music, so just sonically, that's probably my favorite track. And then the lyrics are really solid for that one too. But I'm stoked on everything, but that's definitely a standout.
For me, one of my favorite ones is probably one of my most recent songs. It's coming out of a new album. It's called Space Case. It's like a sort of ripping skate punk song, and I really like how the ending sort of builds. And I don't know, I like it. I'm excited for people to hear that one.
I'd probably say Comic Land. It's the simplest thing I personally ever wrote in my life, and I really wish I could fucking make DG good every fucking time. But we've been playing it for 5-6 years now, and I never get tired of it.
Brilliant. Who would you say your kind of influences are then? Have you got different ones to what music you make, do you think?
For me, I mean, it just depends on the song. Like I said, I try to rip off the Descendants from time to time. because they're just so musically interesting to me. And then there's, you brought up No Effects. There's some of that skate punk influence here and there. There's a song, one of the singles we released, Cult, off the new album. It's got like super sort of Clash vibes. With the lead comes in, it's like, and it's just like, so it really depends on the song. Like I said, I just like to pull from different eras and influences and stuff like that. So
yeah. I want to sound like George Harrison on this guitar lead. Okay.
Yeah. Let's get a little bit of it, It's all like pretty straightforward and punk, but like I think there's a little bit of nuance here and there that we try to stick with.
Our guitar player's dad, who's a very good musician, asked us why we sampled somebody tuning a banjo in the middle of a song. He was like, "That's just my guitar part." Sorry.
Brilliant.
Love it.
Oh,
Love it.
dear.
I've got a question for you guys, and this is one that we often ask various bands, and it's always about covers. And I want to understand from you guys, if you ever were to do a cover of a song, pop punk, not pop punk, whatever genre, what songs would you cover? Give me like 3 songs that you love that you would love to do a cover of.
We are jarringly proficient at playing covers.
Yeah.
We're very good at playing covers. We've got a pretty big repertoire by this point of things that we do.
Actually, so at the fest, we're playing a regular set at like midnight at one venue, but at 5 o'clock, we're also doing a whole 90s alternative rock cover set. We're playing like Nirvana, Weezer, Superdrag, Smashing Pumpkins, like so we're just doing like a bunch of like 90s. That's the era that like I grew up listening to that stuff. Is good, so that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the major musical commonality between all of us, because we all have like pretty different tastes in music. I think me especially, but we all grew up in the 90s, so that's one thing that ties it all together, and we're all still like 90s grunge and alternative stuff.
Who would you say your favourite band is then, if it's kind of different to theirs? What's your kind of music?
It kind of changes a lot, but I like a lot of tech death stuff, so I'll listen to like the Zenith Passage or Inanimate Existence. But like,
we nod too. We just nod at them.
When it gets closer to like punk and more aggressive in that way, sort of music, Violation, even like Full of Hell, like some of the stuff on their new record, they're really leaning toward more of a hardcore vibe. So that's what I get into.
Nice.
Yeah, they have. They hear it when we're driving back from a show, and they're all trying to fall asleep.
King ran that up to 11.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of guy that grabs the aux cable and go, "Okay, guys, I saw that was left open. Take over now."
Late night drives for us. He would do late night drives. We'd all get wasted after a show, and he would drive us home, and I would wake up drunk in the back of the van, and we're doing like 90, and there's just fucking. Like, oh god.
Last week's
holy shit.
I feel like Enter Shikari No Sleep is basically the vibe I'm getting from you guys. It's just like you guys driving down the road while saying, "Yo, no, getting heavy sleep tonight."
Brilliant. Ben, what are you saying, bud?
Yeah, so we normally, I'm going to jump in on something. Tom's going to, I don't know, Tom, you might kill me for asking this because it's funny.
Go for it.
So we like to ask bands a question about if they could, let's just say you guys have blown up, you are the biggest band on the planet now, okay? You're about to put on a festival, okay? It's the Debt Festival. What 3 bands do you have as your main supports on this festival? But more importantly, what food are you serving to the festival goers?
That's a good question.
Okay.
It's a good question.
Food for everybody. I'm really good at cooking Indian food. I'll cook Indian food for everybody.
There you go.
I feel like you got to go tacos. Because
That was my answer.
I feel like everybody loves tacos.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Indian tacos.
Pizza.
Amazing.
Pizza, yeah.
All right, so
easy.
I guess Indian food, tacos, and pizza.
Indian taco pizza. Love it. Cool.
So, I was going to say, episode 17 of our podcast, I think it was, we asked the question to each other, and I mocked Tim for about 3 minutes for saying Indian food, because in the middle of a mosh pit, having people with poppadoms wanting mango chutney, it's like wall of death, bear with me holding a biryani.
I'm with you, Tim. I got your back, man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go.
I agree with the tacos. Tacos are great. You could just be like, whack that in, have some nachos. It's all ham food. But the Indian food, I'm half Indian. I know what I'm expecting. I'm going to be coming there with a samosa. Like,
You eat with your hands. That's how
Yeah,
it works.
but you don't want Indian food at a festival, mate. You just.
I've also got something to pick out on this.
I had gnarly heartburn trying to sing yesterday, so I'm probably waiting.
I feel that this
I know
festival.
already.
I feel this festival needs to have an abundance of porta potties because if we've got Indian food and tacos and pizza, you know.
Just ruining everybody's session.
Yeah, so you can only have one band now. We've spent most of the budget on the porta potties. Oh dear. No, come on. So 3 bands. Who would you choose to be your support acts? And they can be big bands because you're bigger than them.
They have to
Yeah.
be.
Bring people back from the dead as well if you need to.
Yeah.
Do they have to be active?
No, be anyone you like.
Okay.
All right. Actually,
But you can at least have one that's active. The other
Yeah.
2, whatever you want.
I honestly, I'd probably go with Full of Hell just because of how long they've been around and like musically they are able to experiment in like noise and grind and death and like punk stuff, and all of it sounds good. And their live show is absolutely ridiculous. So I'd love to have them on a fest like that.
I'd say maybe Paint It Black. They're an old hardcore band from Philly.
Yeah, yeah.
My old friends toured with them years ago, and they're like buds of mine. But I haven't seen them play in a really long time, so I think like selfishly, I would love to see.
It's your festival. You can do and have.
Get on there, perform now. You're on our festival. Don't care if you haven't performed for 10 years. You're performing.
Exactly. Like get your shit together and come play. We got Indian food and tacos. And
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Come on then, last one. What we got?
They've worked together, so I'm gonna lump 2 into 1 and make it Jeff Rosenstock and Pup, because both those bands are fucking church live, and they got the right idea about things.
No, Pup's a good one.
Pup's a good one.
Yeah. Was that Pup? Sorry.
Pup.
Yeah, I love them. Yeah. Great band.
Potential, I can relate to that.
Is that what it stands for?
Yeah, that's what it says.
I did not know that.
Pathetic use and potential.
Brilliant. But yeah, great artists. I like it.
They are. I'm not entirely keen on the food choices, I have to admit, but you know, it is what it is. You're the biggest band in the world according to our festival.
You don't have to
I
buy
feel
a
like we.
Yeah, man, you don't have to come. It's cool.
Well, we've got to spend all the money now on advertising that's left, and I think it's only a £5 because you spent it all on the buffet.
Well, it's cheaper than youth fountain stuff. On one of our previous episodes, he wants steak and lobster. Like what? So yeah.
Festival.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I think mine was. I think I went for the pizza route, but then I spent all the money on acts, and I had like MGK, Kellen Quinn, Sleeping with Sire. You know, I went the full out there. I was like, why not? You know, I'm the biggest band in the world. I am. Just me there with a ukulele.
But you're eating like chips, and that is it.
Yeah.
It's like
2 chips per person. That's it. That's all we could afford.
Yeah.
Bring them time. If one of you could run past Tesco's on the way here, grab some frozen pizzas, we'll bung it in the oven. You all share. Anyway, here's Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Just don't throw the food at him because I've already got any.
Yeah. Pick it off the ground.
Yeah. Oh dear. There we go. Awesome. Right, Ben, Tom, anything you want to shout out before we go, Till?
So guys, what's your plans for? I mean, look, I can't even believe I'm about to ask this because I can't believe this year has disappeared. But what's the plans? 2022. You've got the new album coming out. Where can we catch you live? Heading back over to Europe. You know, give us the lowdown on next year.
Would love to go back to Europe. Nothing. We don't have much directly on the plans yet. Things got real scary again with COVID, like in August and September, and we sort of said, I don't feel comfortable booking a whole lot right now until we know things are going to be okay for a little while. But at the end of January, we're doing like a little Florida tour just to celebrate the record release. We're going to do like 4 shows or something.
Nice.
All over the state. You know, just sort of promote the new record and stuff like that. And then we haven't really talked much beyond that, but you know, we're going to get out there. We play some shows.
The new record's out on SBAM from Austria for the European friends. They're doing a split release for us.
Nice, nice. So when is it out? What date?
Next Friday, November 5th.
Oh, fantastic. Sweet. I'll get you on our New Music Friday post, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Oh, very welcome. Very welcome. All right, guys. Well, if it's fine with you and Tom and Ben, we'll finish it there.
All right.
Awesome. Well, massive thanks for coming on, guys. It was a good laugh and enjoyed it. So you take care, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
Bye bye.